What's up, everybody? So this video is about after you do serious work to a car, there's always going to be issues after you do work. You might get lucky sometimes. Many guys who do this for a living, that rebuild cars have no issues. I basically rebuilt this entire car, so I'm expecting to have issues. So I'm going to go over the ones that I have. Power steering leak. I don't know what caused that, but literally 2 days ago, I came out, there's a big puddle there. Never really touched the power steering. Mine was putting the pump on and off. Never disconnected it. Well, the white nylon washer, that thing right there, was all mangled inside of there, causing a leak. So I got by one of those tomorrow, well, technically later today, to fix the power steering leak. Another issue was when I stopped the last video, there was all bunch of smoke coming out over the side. What that was is my air conditioning line, the low pressure line, before ran underneath that. Well, I didn't realize that it goes up, and down into there. It was touching the header and actually melted straight through, just like the red car did. These are BBK shorty headers. The red car, the same issue with the pace of the long tubes. Now, thankfully, it's a low pressure line. What I did in the red car is you get a hose barb and you connect there and then to there and then 4 hose clamps, and she's fucking good as new. You evacuate the system, recharge it, off you go. What I did to alleviate this issue is I bent that tube and then I ran it above instead of below the other one. This way it's not rubbing on anything and then the header's nowhere near it. So now I can fix that, get the AC fixed later, and be done, and then that issue's fixed. Another thing was the coolant temp sensor. It's right there, so it's, passenger motor. Okay, so this sensor was reading erratically. Now I thought there was air in the system, so I took the thermostat out and refilled through there and stuff. It's fine. If you look at this, you see how those little grooves are, there's 3 right there, the one in the bottom is centered. Well, that's how the sensor is supposed to be. The one that was in there this was out of a Crown Vic engine, okay? So I went to my gray car and grabbed that sensor out of the gray car, and I noticed in the gray car I couldn't plug the other sensor back, and I was going to use the gray car to test it quick. Well, I realized that on the Crown Vic sensor right there, this bottom groove was offset almost all the way over to the right. I say right because you plug it into the right. It's technically left, right, but it'd be way over here and didn't fit. So I put the sensor in there and plugged it in. It was good to go. The old sensor, the bottom groove was rubbed off of it, like somebody cut it off to make it work in a Mustang. Now, it wasn't me. When I plugged it in originally, it just went on, snapped, I was good to go. So if you have a Crown Vic or a Mercury Marquis or a town car, the sensor, double check that before you plug it in, because that was an issue. I would go from hot to cold, the medium to cold. I'd turn the key on when the car's ice cold, it'd be at halfway for the temp. Now it's good. So there's that. I also today ordered a tuner, because obviously my speedometer's off. I have 430 gears in here and these weird ass tall tires, so it's way off. So I went ahead and ordered a tuner today for it to fix the speedometer. So basically by later today, it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Later today I'll be taking care of all the stuff, and then all that should be done. I did start putting on my mid-pipe, but I need the gasket that goes on this pipe, so I have to order that and get one more clamp. And then I got the left side pipe, hung on there for now, so I can get the mid-pipe and exhaust put on, and then that whole system is done. And then everything else on here was good. Couple little oddball things I haven't really fixed yet was that power steering bracket. Only one bolt is holding it on. I need one more nut, and I gotta drill or expand that hole so I can get the other screw in that hole. I mean, it's solid, it's not going anywhere, so it's not a big deal. And then one of the biggest things I gotta do is get the strut plates. When I got this car, it had coilovers on it that were for not this car, and I like custom fab this weird shit to work for now for the struts in the front, but it's not right. I want this car to be right. I want to buy camber caster plates for it and just put those on and be done. So I'll probably do that, but for right this second, I'm probably going to take the other strut plates off the gray car, since that car's not going to go anywhere for a while anyway, because this car I want to start to drive, and then I have to get wiper blades for it yet. But other than that, though, she shifted great. You know, a couple minor things I had to do when I shook it down and drove it. Once I get all this stuff fixed tomorrow or later today, we'll be going for another test drive, and then hopefully she'll be okay. Yeah, so that's basically what I got. I'm gonna order some more parts down the road for like a different exhaust. If anybody's wondering what I did to this car, like performance-wise, the only like real aftermarket stuff I've done to this car is obviously a coolant tank. That was an Amazon one for like $90. Real nice upgrade from the stock crappy plastic one. It's got some used BBK shorty headers with the off-road X pipe. I got those cheap off Marketplace. The exhaust I'm putting on this right now is my spare exhaust I have, which is off a '96 Mustang GT, but it's got these little Summit Racing bullet mufflers, like clamped into it. It's really shitty looking exhaust. It sounds good, but for right this second, it'll make the car legal to drive because it's, you know, louder than all hell. So I'll have shorty headers, mid-pipe, and kind of an exhaust on it. And then I bought a tuner for it. I'm gonna get a cold air intake for it eventually, but I want to buy a good one because like those SR Performance ones are so tiny that I don't think they really do much. Also probably get the Plenum throttle body at some point if I can find one used. Otherwise, I'll probably wait and do a different intake down the road. But then I also did 430 gears in it, rebuilt the differential in the back, and then that's basically what I did for performance stuff on it. It's a 2-valve, and like I say, I didn't know this motor was any good. It runs fantastic. For those of you who don't know, the Crown Vic, Grand Marquis, and Town Car 2-valves, they were rated between, I think, like 220 and 240 horsepower only. So, like, the full power potential never was reached in those cars because the tune on the computer for those cars was just detuned. Whereas a Mustang, it's 260 horse. So even though this might have high miles on it, which I'm not sure how many, but as a fleet car, I'm sure it's probably got at least 200,000 miles on it. It runs great, and I think there's still a lot of life left in this. So down the road, like, we'll see what we end up doing. I kind of want to, if I do any more performance stuff to it, I want it to be in a budget, like, you know, Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist, where I can get a Platinum and throttle body cheap, or just say screw it and buy like the Trick Flow track heat intake, because I've already got a throttle body, you know, the Mach 1 one I can use. And then I think cams would be badass in this thing. I just don't want to spend that kind of money, especially now being almost August. I mean, that's all I do over the winter, but I mean, a full bolt-on cam 2-valve makes what, like 300 horsepower only? They're not that fast, but they sound cool as shit though. So it's like, yeah, maybe, you know, who knows. But all right, I'll let you guys go. Just wanted to give you that update. And yeah, we'll talk to you.